All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to be talking about Terence, Crawford, and Errol Spence as a information, I guess, was leaked by Spectrum that gave a date for the fight taking place, and also Terence Crawford saying something once again on Twitter about I ain't never ducked nobody. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 147-pound division, where information has been put out on the internet that makes it look for the third day in a row like there is real chance of getting an Errol Spence Jr. Terence Crawford fight this year. Now, before I get into the details, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. Also, if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter, thank you so much for your continued support. It really does make a big difference in both the cash apps, the live stream, the super chats in the live streams, as well as the super thanks in this video. So thank you guys so much for continuing to support. But let's get into it. Okay, so yesterday out on the internet, Spectrum, which is a cable company, released a schedule for pay-per-view events on Spectrum. And one of the dates had said June, and it had in parentheses, or in not parentheses, what do you got? I was messing it up. But basically had in in parentheses, had it Errol Spence, Terence Crawford for June. So that leads people to believe that the fight is in negotiations, and they very well may be making a fight between Errol Spence and Terence Crawford for June, which would be very good news. Also, in a tweet yesterday, or actually in a response to a series of tweets, Terence Crawford responded to somebody that first, ooh-wee, you're going to be so mad. And second, he said, I ain't never ducked anybody. So it seems as if he's getting froggy about it and saying, look, man, I'm not ducking anybody. And in order to make all three of these things true at the same time, that means he has to be fighting Errol Spence. Also, there has not been any, to date, there has not been any progress made on a fight between, or at least no announcement made on a fight that was supposed to take place or was rumored to be taking place between Errol Spence Jr. and Keith Thurman, which would be in the April or the May timeframe. Also, if this fight is for June, that it's not a scenario where Errol would fight Keith Thurman first and then fight Terence Crawford, would fight Keith Thurman first, then fight Terence Crawford, because May and June, that's the same. That's it. That's 1 month away from each other, right? Also, I was told that I did not hear this myself, but, you know, comments in the comment section that listen to a lot of different interviews, some of which I don't get, that Derek James said that it was news to him that Errol Spence Jr. would be fighting Keith Thurman at 154 pounds. So all in all, man, points looks like good to me. Hopefully this stuff will pan out. Hopefully that we can get the fight made. Now, I know for certain that if this does take place, this is going to make a lot of Terence Crawford fans happy, because Terence Crawford was getting a lot of heat for not having taken the fight with Errol Spence Jr. in December. Now, whether or not he, the fact that he's getting all this pressure is pushing him to doing it, kind of like, hey, man, I'm sick of hearing all this noise. All right, let's go ahead and make this fight. Let's get it negotiated. Let's do what we got to do. Cannot say, but it looks good. Now, because I'm not sure why Terence Crawford would say I've never ducked anybody, and, ooh, you're going to be so mad if he's not really trying to make the fight. And if he is, great. No doubt about it. Good job. Looking forward to seeing the fight. Will be funny, though, because once we start talking about who's going to win the fight, then I got to start thinking, okay, well, Errol Spence Jr. has not fought anybody in June. What is that? April, May, June. That would be like 15. He would not had a fight in 15 months. But looking at Errol Spence Jr. and seeing, like paying attention to what he's been looking like physically, in between the two fights, it seems as if he has been in training camp. He has been working, been, staying ready for a fight, staying on weight. So, hey, man, it would be a great thing. And it probably would be, a absolutely fantastic fight. Like now, if this is the case, and I'm telling you, if this is the case, because look, just having it out there saying June, just because it's in parentheses that this guy is, that the fight's going to take place in June on Spectrum doesn't mean that is the case. I will be interested to hear when Mike Coppinger comes out with something. Not that necessarily means it's true, but I think that at that point in time, I think I'll start being like, okay, all right, now this is buttressed by somebody from the mainstream media saying that these fights are almost done. However, I'm sure that if it's going to happen, they're going to announce it pretty soon, seeing as a lot of the dates and all of that are for PBC and Showtime are coming out. You've already gotten Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia has not been announced yet. But you have David Benavidez, Caleb Plant done. You've got several other fights that they said that they're going to make getting announced for those dates. And I just don't think that they're going to, do what they did before and really stretch this thing out. But again, if the fight takes place, I lean towards Errol Spence Jr. I think, and so, man, this is really nice to actually be able to talk about who you think is going to win the fight. I lean towards Errol Spence Jr., even though I know that Terence Crawford is definitely capable of winning the fight. Been watching a lot of Errol fights lately, been watching a lot of Terence Crawford fights. Errol Spence Jr. is an exceptional fighter. I think that Terence Crawford, in order to win the fight, is going to need a knockout to win because Errol Spence Jr. is somebody that is constantly scoring, definitely puts the pressure on fighters and wins round after round because of his consistency in his attack. Very, very balanced, defensively responsible guy. He does, however, get hit with counter hooks. And that is kind of like the sweet spot of Terence Crawford. Usually those hooks are coming from the ones that Errol gets hit with are coming from the orthodox stance. And seeing this is a southpaw, should be the equivalent of a southpaw matchup. We'll see how that plays out. But, like I said, man, I'm certainly hoping this is the case. And if it is, it will again explain, some of the antics of Terence Crawford, putting out tweets about people and all the things that he's saying, because maybe he's feeling like, okay, now that we got it done, let me talk smack to everybody that said it wasn't going to happen. Look, what happens in the future ain't got nothing to do with what happened last year. You didn't take that fight last year. So don't tell me you didn't ducked up out that fight. Now, if you come back and fight him and fight him now in June, good be it. Like, great. All of that stuff can get erased and people can be happy about seeing the fight, and then we can actually talk about what's going to happen in the fight and who wins. Anyway, that's my take in the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.